Hi, my name is Gina Marie, and I'm proud to be an art instructor here at the Fresno Art Museum. Today, we're going to be working on a project based on the book Just Ask, written by Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor and illustrated by Rafael López. Today's project is called Grow Your Own Garden, and it's based on making your own illustrations and writing about things that make you special. So we're going to use all of that energy and create your own masterpiece. So today, I want you to have the following materials. So you're gonna need a pencil, a marker, a pair of scissors, a glue stick, and then 2 or 3 different objects that can help you make circular tracings. So I just got these clear items so that you can watch me while I trace. So I got this small bottle, this clear glass, and this vase type of thing. Before we start drawing or doing any of our artwork, I want you to think about 2 or 3 special words that kind of describe who you are. Maybe what your grown-ups might say are really positive things about you, or maybe something that one of your friends would say makes you really special. So kind of think about those type of words that make you you. Like maybe you're really a positive person, maybe you're very hardworking, maybe you're super athletic. So kind of keep that in mind while you're working on this project. Maybe also think about the style of Rafael López's illustrations. So I have some of those right here with me. So in Just Ask, he did different studies of plants, different type of plants that could grow in a garden. Just like in the book, how all the children come together and bring their special strengths to create a garden. So he did these different plant studies. So it shows different types of petals, swirly lines, different types of flowers and plants, and even if you don't want to make a flower garden, you can create like a vegetable garden. You could see that here. This is another illustration by Rafael López, and you can see he used very vibrant colors and all these special details to make this really beautiful. This back cover shows different vines, again, different types of leaves that you can do in your own garden. Okay, I think we're ready to begin. So, you're also going to need a cream or white colored piece of cardstock, and also to create your garden, you're going to use different colors that speak to you. So even when artists are selecting the colors for their pieces, there's a lot of intention in it. The artist is inspired by the different colors, so you can be too. So you can use maybe primary colors, which we know are red. Which we know are red, blue, and yellow. So those are our primary colors. Or you can use secondary colors. That's what happens when we mix the primary colors together. So those are a green, orange, and purple. You can also use complementary colors. So those are colors that really help each other stand out and intensify the colors when you put them together. Sometimes it might make you think about different ads or different sports teams. Lots of people do that to help bring those colors out. Maybe you really like the Lakers, so maybe you can put together purple and yellow, or Nerf guns uses orange and blue, or maybe like holiday time, you can use those kind of colors. So choose colors that inspire you. Remember, this is your garden. Okay, so we're going to get that cream or white piece of cardstock or regular paper, and you're going to write your name on one side of the paper. All right, and then you're going to set that aside, and you're going to choose what colors you want to use. So my color scheme, I'm going to go with some of my favorite colors. So I'm going to use purple and yellow and like a lilac color. So you still have your pencil, and you're going to trace out 4 or 5 different shapes, different sized circles. So I'm going to make this one. So I'm going to start tracing very gently. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on the pencil. So just gently go around the circular object, and you're able to trace that circle. And I think I'm also going to make one this size. Whoop. All right, so gently trace around it. And then I might make one this size. Again, being very careful to trace gently. All right, and then I'll use the tiny one. Maybe this will be the center of the dark purple. And then I might also do a light one of this. Remember, you can play around with the different combinations. You don't have to feel stuck to one idea. Okay, then we're gonna carefully take our scissors and cut around those circular shapes. Remember, these do not have to be perfect. I think it kind of looks better when things aren't exactly perfect in artwork. So I'm just being careful to cut. Make sure you're using scissors that are safe for you. You can ask one of your grown-ups to help you choose the right kind of scissors. All right, so that's 2. Oop. You can make more or fewer circles. This is just the amount that I'm gonna work on. So keep thinking about those words that really help to describe who you are as you're cutting. And maybe think about the different shapes of plants or flowers that you want to do. So this is a time to celebrate you yourself and things that make you special. Yeah, and you're seeing that I'm not doing exactly right, but I think it's still gonna look great. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside and close the scissors and put those away. Then I'm gonna come back to that white piece of paper and I'm gonna flip it over. So I'm gonna use the side that doesn't have my name on it. So now I'm going to, before you try to get your glue stick out, I'm gonna try to play around with the different color combinations. So maybe that can be a flower. Oh, and maybe this can be, I might need to do one more circle. All right. So let me do one more tracing. Ooh. Just cutting. All right. Whoop, that one came out a little wonky. It's okay. It's kind of hard to do fast cutting. All right, so I think I like these color combinations. Remember, you can keep trying and going back and forth as many times as you need to with your different color combinations. Okay, now I'm gonna think about where I wanna place the flowers. So you might wanna do it on different levels, like play around with which one goes up, which one goes down. I think I like them like that. So I'm gonna gently hold this down and trace carefully around this center of this flower. Whoop. So that I know where to place it later. All right. Now I'm gonna lightly, very lightly put a number 1 inside of that. And on the back of this piece, also write a number 1. So I'll know that those go together. I'm gonna do the same thing for this flower. You can also make sure that you put your hand down so there's enough space between both of the flowers so that you can have enough room to make details around the flower. Okay, I'm gonna start here. Again, very gently trace. When you're trying to get a more gentle, careful angle, you angle your pencil. All right. There we go. Okay, then I'm gonna write a number 2. Oops, erase that mark. And lightly write a number 2 on this side. So we'll set those aside. Now you're going to get your marker out, so carefully uncap it. You can use a normal black marker or a Sharpie, whichever one your grown-up is letting you use. So we're going to do the stem of the flower now for your garden. So I'm gonna use my finger actually. I like to use my use whatever I have on hand. So I'm going to do 2 perpendicular lines, so that's 2 lines that don't meet. So I'm going to use my finger and go up from there. Whoop. All right. because I want to be able to write words inside of this line later. All right, and I'm going to do that for this too, this stem also. Use my finger, there we go, and draw another perpendicular line going up. Okay, so now I'm also going to be inspired by looking at different flowers that I brought in. So I'm going to do the petals around the center of this flower. So I'm going to do it kind of based on this flower. So I'm going to start doing concentric circles or arches around the center of the flower that look kind of like the petals. So they're just these arches that I'm going to keep doing around the center of this flower. So you see a lot of this is called repetition. This is continuing the same type of pattern. I'm going to do another one of these arches around. Whoops. Yeah, remember to take your time and slow down. Sometimes when I'm trying to rush, it gets kind of sloppy, so try not to do that. Yeah, just take your time. This is your time to create something for you. So I'm creating these concentric arches that are kind of mimicking the petals on this flower. I think I'll do one more round of that. So I'm going to keep going all the way around. And remember, this is just a demonstration. When it's your turn to create your art piece, you can do whatever you'd like. This is just to show you what your art piece can look like. So I'm going to keep going. All right, and then I saw in Raphael's, this example, that there's these swirly guys. So I think I'm going to be inspired by Raphael and also do the same kind of swirly loopy guys. I'm not sure what they're called, but I think that adds some fun to the piece. All right. Now for this flower, I think I'm going to do something like the marigold style. So that's kind of making more organic lines. So they're just, if you look at the inside of the marigold, it's kind of these really wavy lines. So I'm going to do that too. I'm also being inspired by Rafael López. He was born and raised in Mexico City. And I feel like a lot of his work is inspired by Mexican art. And the marigolds are used in the Day of the Dead celebrations. So I'm just going to keep making all these squiggly lines all the way around. So I'm going to do the same as I did with this flower and do another layer of that. When artists use repetition, it's a way of creating balance and harmony in an art piece. So when your eye sees something over and over again, you're able to make it look really balanced and harmonious. All right, so I think I'm ready to glue and then start adding details afterward. So I remember that's labeled with a 1, and this also has a 1, so I'm going to place this down. So I'm going to uncap my glue stick. Oop. Make sure that's on there, press it down, and then add the other pieces of the center of the flower. All right, then I'm going to do the same thing for this flower. So I'm going to use my glue stick, hold it down gently, and then add the remaining pieces. All right, so now I'm going to go back to using my marker and add some more interest to this piece because it looks kind of plain. So I'm going to think back to maybe using the vines that I saw that Rafael López did, because that seems like it would add something fun. And you can too, you can add whatever you want. You can maybe add some bugs or insects flying around because we know that Gardens need lots of those to keep all the plants healthy. And I'm going to add some leaves onto this stem. Yeah, you can make as many flowers as you want. Oop. I think I'm going to do different kinds of leaves over here. It's kind of a cloud shape. Whoop. And then come up. All right. Maybe some more vines over here. Okay, then when you feel like you're done adding details, go ahead and think about those words that you felt like describe you and add them into your garden. So I feel like two of the best words that describe me are creative. So I'm going to use my best handwriting and write those words inside of the stem. So creative, and I'm going to draw some lines. And then another word that I feel like really describes me is kind. So I'm going to write that in my best handwriting right down here. And then maybe do those kind of lines. So there you have it. You created your own garden based on your own personality, making your own color choices. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you here soon at the Fresno Art Museum.